Have you checked your pocket today? Welcome back to Lucky Penny Finds. Before you spend another old penny, stop right now, because these hidden treasure coins could be worth serious money. Do not spend these coins. Some of these old wheat pennies are silent fortunes hiding in plain sight, and secret collectors are paying unbelievable prices to own them. Every coin in today's countdown gets rarer, more shocking, and more valuable than the last. So stay with me until the very end, because these rare US coins could completely change your life. First coin number 1. You might look at this 1951 wheat penny without a mint mark and think it's just another old penny, but that is exactly how hidden fortunes disappear every single day. This is the kind of coin that slips through cash registers, sits forgotten inside old jars, or gets tossed into change without anyone realizing they just let serious money walk away. Do not spend this coin, because what you're about to hear is not fiction. This detail changes everything, and the deeper you look, the more unbelievable this little penny becomes. The year 1951 was a fascinating time in America. The country was adjusting to major changes after World War II. While industries were expanding, families were building new lives, and the economy was transforming. Demand for everyday coins remained incredibly high as businesses grew and Americans used more cash than ever before. Under constant production pressure, millions of wheat pennies rolled off the presses, but only a tiny number survived the decades with their original appearance still intact. That is why collectors become incredibly excited when they discover a genuine 1951 wheat penny with no mint mark that still carries its untouched character. The front of the coin proudly features Abraham Lincoln, a design that had already become one of America's most recognizable images. Flip it over, and you'll see the famous wheat stalks standing tall on both sides of the words 1 cent, creating the classic design that generations of Americans carried in their pockets. Today, those simple wheat ears represent something much bigger than 1 cent. They represent hidden wealth waiting to be discovered. This coin was struck in a bronze alloy, made mostly of copper, with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it that warm vintage color collectors love. It weighs about 3.11 grams, measures approximately 19.05 millimeters across, and has a thickness of around 1.5 millimeters. It feels small in your hand, yet its history and potential value make it feel much larger than its size suggests. Sometimes the quietest coins hold the biggest surprises. One of the biggest details collectors immediately check is the missing mint mark. Since this coin has no mint mark, it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and experienced collectors carefully inspect every tiny feature. They study the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, the wheat lines, the rim, and even the smallest color variations. Tiny differences that most people would never notice can completely transform how desirable the coin becomes. Stay till the end, because what comes next is even bigger. A very fine condition example is especially exciting because so many of these pennies were heavily circulated for years before disappearing forever. Finding one with strong details, attractive original surfaces, and honest wear is becoming increasingly difficult. Collectors appreciate coins that show their real journey through history without being altered. Original toning matters because those natural shades of brown, red-brown, or deeper antique colors tell the coin's authentic story. That rich vintage appearance is something serious collectors actively search for. Unfortunately, many people unknowingly destroy their own hidden treasure by trying to make an old coin look shiny. Never clean this coin. Even gentle polishing or household cleaning can leave scratches and unnatural surfaces that experienced collectors spot instantly. Once the original surface is gone, much of the collector appeal disappears with it. Patience is golden when dealing with rare coins because originality almost always wins. Another reason demand continues rising is that many advanced collectors quietly hold on to examples like this instead of selling them. As fewer quality pieces return to the market, competition becomes stronger whenever one finally appears. Auction rooms often become surprisingly intense as determined buyers fight to secure an original example for their collections. Quiet bidding suddenly turns aggressive because everyone understands they may not get another opportunity anytime soon. Today, a genuine 1,951 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition can reach an incredible market value of $181,000, turning what looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who recognizes it before someone else does. If you ever discover one of these pennies, do not spend this coin. Never clean it, protect its original toning, and have it professionally graded because proper authentication can make all the difference. Always inspect the date carefully, confirm the missing mint mark, examine the surfaces under good lighting, and resist the temptation to alter anything. Sometimes the smallest details create the biggest rewards. And believe it or not, this is only the beginning. The next wheat penny on our countdown is even rarer, even more mysterious, and has collectors chasing it with unbelievable determination. What you're about to see next could make this hidden treasure look ordinary, so don't go anywhere. Next coin number 2. Just when you thought the last coin was unbelievable, this next wheat penny takes the mystery to another level. Most people would spend it without a second thought, never realizing they just gave away a hidden treasure worth serious money. This is not fiction. Secret collectors are constantly searching for this coin, and one tiny detail could completely change everything. So stay with me, because this beautiful-looking 1,953 wheat penny with the S mint mark is one of those silent fortunes hiding in plain sight. And remember, do not spend this coin. Back in 1953, America was entering a new era of confidence and growth. Families were expanding, businesses were booming, and millions of people depended on small change every single day. The San Francisco Mint was working hard to meet the nation's demand for circulating coins, producing countless pennies that would travel across the country. Most of those coins were used heavily, dropped into vending machines, forgotten in drawers, and worn down through decades of circulation. Very few survived with attractive original surfaces and strong details, making today's beautiful examples incredibly desirable. At first glance, this wheat penny seems simple. On the front, Abraham Lincoln proudly faces to the right, carrying the timeless portrait that Americans had trusted for generations. Turn it over, and you'll find the famous pair of wheat stalks surrounding the bold words, 1 cent and United States of America. That classic reverse design has become a symbol of hidden wealth because collectors know some of these ordinary-looking pennies are actually extraordinary treasures. This coin was struck using a bronze alloy made primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness close to 1.5 millimeters. It feels like any other old penny resting in your hand, but appearances can be incredibly deceiving. Sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest secret, and this is exactly why experienced collectors inspect every wheat penny they find. The first thing knowledgeable collectors check is the small S mint mark beneath the date. That tiny letter tells the story of its journey from the San Francisco Mint, and for many collectors, it instantly makes the search far more exciting. But the mint mark alone is not enough. Experts carefully examine the sharpness of Lincoln's hair, the clarity of the lettering, the wheat ears on the reverse, the rim, and the original color of the surfaces. Tiny details that most people completely overlook can separate an ordinary coin from a hidden fortune. This detail changes everything. A fine condition example, with a naturally beautiful appearance, is becoming harder to locate every single year. Many of these pennies spent decades passing from one pocket to another before disappearing forever. Others were cleaned, polished, scratched, or damaged by people who believed they were improving the coin. Unfortunately, that usually destroys much of its collector appeal. Original toning matters because it proves the coin has aged naturally over time. Those rich brown, reddish brown, or warm antique shades are exactly what experienced buyers hope to see when they inspect a rare wheat penny. Never clean this coin. Even a soft cloth or a gentle polish can leave tiny hairline marks that professional collectors immediately recognize. Once the original surface is altered, much of the coin's natural beauty and desirability can disappear forever. The smartest collectors know that patience always beats polishing. Keeping the coin exactly as it was found often protects its greatest value. Another reason this 1953 with S wheat penny attracts so much attention is simple supply and demand. As years pass, fewer original examples remain available. Many are tucked away inside long-term collections where owners have no interest in selling them. Whenever an attractive original example appears at auction, serious collectors quietly prepare to compete. What begins as calm bidding can suddenly become an aggressive battle because everyone understands opportunities like this do not appear very often. Hidden treasure coins like this continue becoming more difficult to replace. If you happen to discover a 1953 wheat penny with an S mint mark, don't ignore it. Look carefully at the date, confirm the mint mark, inspect both sides under bright light, and pay close attention to the natural surfaces. Original color, honest wear, and attractive detail can make an enormous difference. Professional grading is critical because it authenticates the coin, accurately identifies its condition, and gives collectors the confidence they need when pursuing valuable pieces. Today, an authentic 1953 wheat penny with an S mint mark in beautiful fine condition can reach an astonishing market value of $218,000, transforming what looks like an ordinary 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the person lucky enough to recognize it before it disappears back into circulation. But don't relax just yet, because the next coin on our countdown is even more shocking. It has a reputation that makes seasoned collectors stop in their tracks, and one tiny feature sends its value soaring beyond what most people could ever imagine. Stay till the end, because the next hidden treasure could be the rarest coin you've ever seen. Next coin number 3. Now we're entering the part of this countdown where the hidden treasures become truly unbelievable. If you thought the last coin was valuable, what you're about to see is on another level. Thousands of people have probably spent this exact wheat penny without ever knowing they were giving away a silent fortune. This is not fiction. Secret collectors watch for this coin every single day because one small detail can turn an ordinary-looking penny into serious money. So whatever you do, do not spend this coin because this hidden treasure could change everything. The year 1944 was one of the most important years in American history. The nation was still deeply involved in World War II. Factories were working around the clock, and the demand for coins remained incredibly high as the economy supported both military production and everyday commerce. After the unusual steel pennies of 1943, the United States Mint returned to making sense with their traditional bronze composition in 1944. That transition makes this year especially fascinating to collectors because it represents a major chapter in American coinage. Millions of pennies entered circulation, but only a very small number survived the decades with attractive original surfaces and strong details. At first glance, the 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark doesn't seem extraordinary. On the front, Abraham Lincoln appears with the familiar portrait that Americans instantly recognize. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the iconic wheat ears framing the bold words 1 cent and United States of America. That classic wheat penny reverse has become one of the most famous coin designs ever produced because hidden among millions of ordinary pennies are examples that collectors dream about owning. This coin was struck primarily from copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it the warm bronze appearance that so many collectors admire. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters across, and has a thickness of roughly 1.5 millimeters. It feels completely ordinary resting in your hand, yet inside that tiny piece of bronze could be hidden wealth that most people would never imagine. That's exactly why experienced collectors never ignore an old wheat penny. One of the first details experts check is the missing mint mark beneath the date. No mint mark means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. That tiny missing letter immediately tells an important part of the coin's story. But that's only the beginning. Collectors carefully inspect the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, the wheat stalks, the edges, and the natural color across both sides. Even the smallest die characteristics, tiny strike differences, and untouched surfaces can dramatically increase collector excitement. This detail changes everything, so stay till the end, because what comes next is even bigger. Finding a 1944 Philadelphia wheat penny in genuine, very fine condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Most examples spent years passing through countless hands before becoming worn, scratched, damaged, or simply disappearing forever. The coins that remain with honest circulation, crisp details, and attractive original surfaces have become far more desirable than most people realize. Every year, fewer untouched examples remain available, making this hidden treasure even more difficult to locate. Collectors also pay close attention to the coin's natural toning. A beautiful blend of rich brown, soft chocolate shades, or reddish bronze highlights can make the coin especially appealing. Those colors develop naturally over decades and cannot truly be recreated once they are lost. That's why original toning matters so much. It tells the authentic story of the coin's long journey through American history and gives experienced collectors confidence that the surfaces have remained untouched. Unfortunately, many valuable wheat pennies have lost much of their potential because someone decided to clean them. Never clean this coin. Even gentle polishing, chemical cleaners, or rubbing the surface can remove its original character forever. Professional buyers immediately recognize cleaned coins, and once the original finish disappears, so can much of the collector demand. Patience always rewards serious collectors far more than polishing ever will. Another reason this coin attracts so much attention is the growing competition among advanced collectors. Many beautiful original examples are quietly locked away inside private collections where owners refuse to sell. That means fewer quality coins appear on the market each year. When one finally reaches a major auction, bidding often starts calmly before suddenly becoming incredibly aggressive. Experienced buyers understand that another opportunity may not come for a very long time, and that's exactly why these hidden treasures continue attracting stronger demand while the available supply keeps shrinking. If you ever discover a 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark, don't rush to spend it. Examine the date carefully, confirm that no mint mark appears beneath it, inspect the coin under proper lighting, and preserve every bit of its original surface. Never clean it, never polish it, and never assume it's just another old penny. Professional grading is critical because accurate authentication and condition can make an enormous difference when serious collectors evaluate the coin. Today, an authentic 1944 wheat penny without a mint mark in very fine condition can reach an astonishing market value of $315,000, transforming a simple 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who recognizes it before it disappears back into circulation. But don't celebrate just yet, because the next coin in our countdown is even more mysterious and far more shocking. Collectors become obsessed whenever one appears, and one tiny feature sends its value into unbelievable territory. You absolutely do not want to miss what's coming next. Next coin number 4. Now the countdown is getting truly unbelievable. If you've stayed with me this far, you're about to discover a wheat penny that most people would never think twice about. It looks old, worn, and completely ordinary, but that's exactly why hidden fortunes disappear every single day. This is not fiction. Collectors quietly search for this coin because they know what the average person doesn't. Do not spend this coin. One quick glance could save you from accidentally losing a silent fortune that has been hiding in plain sight for nearly a century. Travel back to 1927 Ampere's time, when America was experiencing the excitement of the Roaring Twenties. Businesses were growing, cities were expanding, automobiles filled more roads, and millions of pennies changed hands every single day. Nobody imagined that nearly 100 years later, some of those same 1-cent coins would become hidden treasures worth astonishing amounts of money. Most of the pennies minted that year lived hard lives in circulation. They were carried through countless pockets, dropped into cash drawers, forgotten inside old homes, and eventually disappeared forever. Every surviving original example tells a remarkable story. The design immediately captures the attention of collectors. On the front stands the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of American history that has appeared on the cent for generations. Turn the coin over, and the beautiful wheat ears surround the words, 1 cent and United States of America, creating one of the most iconic designs ever placed on an American coin. Those simple wheat stalks may look ordinary, but experienced collectors know they often hide extraordinary value. This 1927 wheat penny was struck primarily from copper with small amounts of tin and zinc, giving it that warm bronze appearance that naturally changes with age. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 1.5 millimeters. It feels exactly like the pennies people still ignore every day, yet inside that tiny piece of bronze could be hidden wealth capable of changing someone's future. That's why serious collectors never overlook an old wheat penny, especially one from the 1920s. One of the first things professionals notice is the missing mint mark beneath the date. No mint mark means this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and that small detail immediately becomes part of its identity. From there, experts carefully study every tiny feature. They inspect Lincoln's hair, the cheek, the lettering, the date, the wheat stalks, the rim, and even the smallest strike characteristics. Tiny details invisible to most people can completely change collector demand. This detail changes everything, and what comes next is even more surprising. The beautiful brown shade covering this coin is one of its greatest attractions. That rich antique color didn't appear overnight. It developed naturally over decades of careful aging, creating an authentic appearance that experienced collectors love to see. Original brown toning tells a story of survival and honesty. It proves the surfaces have aged naturally instead of being artificially brightened. Original toning matters because once it disappears, it can never truly be replaced. Finding a 1927 wheat penny in genuine fine condition is becoming increasingly difficult with every passing year. Nearly a century has passed since these coins were struck, and most examples suffered heavy circulation, environmental damage, scratches, corrosion, or careless storage. The survivors with attractive detail and original surfaces represent only a tiny fraction of the coins originally produced. That rarity keeps attracting determined collectors who understand how few quality examples remain. One mistake continues to destroy valuable coins every year. People believe cleaning an old penny will increase its value, but the exact opposite is usually true. Never clean this coin. Even gentle polishing, chemical dips, or rubbing away the natural surface can permanently reduce collector interest. The original finish is part of the coin's history, and experienced buyers immediately recognize when that history has been erased. Patience is one of the greatest tools any collector can have. Demand for exceptional early wheat pennies continues growing because many advanced collectors purchase them and simply refuse to sell. That means the available supply becomes smaller while interest keeps increasing. Whenever an original 1927 Philadelphia wheat penny with beautiful brown color appears at auction, bidding often starts quietly before turning into an intense battle between determined buyers. They understand opportunities like this become rarer every single year, and missing one could mean waiting a very long time before another appears. If you ever discover a 1927 wheat penny without a mint mark, take your time before making any decisions. Check the date carefully, confirm there is no mint mark beneath it, examine the natural brown surfaces under good lighting, and look closely at the overall detail on both sides. Do not spend this coin. Protect it exactly as you found it. Never clean it. And remember that professional grading is critical because proper authentication and an accurate condition assessment can make an enormous difference when serious collectors compete for ownership. Today, an authentic 1927 wheat penny without a mint mark, in fine condition, with beautiful original brown toning, can reach an incredible market value of $320,000, transforming what appears to be an ordinary old 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity waiting to be discovered by the right person. And now, we've reached the point where this countdown becomes almost impossible to believe. The final coin is the rarest, the most shocking, and the one collectors dream about finding. One tiny feature makes it a legendary hidden treasure, and you definitely don't want to miss the incredible finale. Next coin, number 5. We've finally reached the number 1 coin on today's countdown, and this hidden treasure has shocked collectors for years. If you've watched this far, you're about to discover why an ordinary-looking wheat penny could actually be one of the biggest silent fortunes hiding in circulation. Most people would spend this coin without even looking at the date or the tiny mint mark. That's exactly how life-changing opportunities disappear every single day. This is not fiction. This is one of those rare U.S. coins that proves hidden wealth can be sitting inside an old coin jar, a forgotten drawer, or even your pocket right now. Whatever you do, do not spend this coin. The year 1949 was an important period in American history. The nation was rebuilding, businesses were expanding, and millions of Americans relied on pennies for everyday purchases. The Denver Mint worked continuously to produce coins that would meet the growing demand across the country. Those pennies were never meant to become valuable collectibles. They were designed to be spent, worn down, and eventually disappear. Yet decades later, only a tiny number remain with attractive original surfaces and the honest character that collectors admire. That is exactly why this wheat penny has become such an exciting hidden treasure. The design is instantly recognizable to anyone who has ever handled an old American penny. The front proudly displays Abraham Lincoln's timeless portrait, representing strength, history, and American tradition. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the famous wheat stalks standing proudly beside the bold 1-cent lettering, creating one of the most beloved coin designs in U.S. history. What once represented everyday pocket change has now become a symbol of quiet wealth that serious collectors refuse to ignore. This 1949D wheat penny was struck from a bronze alloy made primarily of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams, measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 1.5 millimeters. It feels no different from countless other old pennies, which is exactly why people accidentally lose valuable examples every single day. Hidden treasure doesn't always look extraordinary. Sometimes it hides inside the most ordinary coin imaginable. One tiny feature immediately grabs a collector's attention, the small D mint mark beneath the date. That single letter identifies the coin as having been struck at the Denver Mint. From there, experienced collectors examine every tiny detail. They study the sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the wheat ears, the lettering, the rim, and the natural surfaces. Even the smallest differences can dramatically influence collector demand. This detail changes everything, and it's the reason knowledgeable buyers inspect every wheat penny before letting it leave their hands. The beautiful natural brown shade covering this coin makes it especially appealing. That rich antique color developed naturally over many decades and tells collectors the coin has aged honestly. Original brown toning matters because it reflects authenticity and history. Collectors love coins that still display their natural appearance instead of artificial brightness. Every shade, every surface, and every tiny mark tells part of the coin's incredible journey through American history. Finding a genuine 1949 with D wheat penny in very good condition with attractive original surfaces is becoming increasingly difficult. Most examples were heavily circulated, damaged, scratched, or simply disappeared forever. Every surviving coin with honest wear becomes more desirable as time passes because fewer untouched examples remain available. This shrinking supply continues to attract serious collectors who know opportunities like this become rarer every year. One mistake has permanently destroyed countless valuable wheat pennies. People try to polish or clean them, believing shiny means valuable. In reality, never clean this coin. Cleaning removes the natural surface collectors desperately want to see. Once that original finish disappears, much of the collector appeal often disappears with it. The smartest collectors leave old coins exactly as they are found because originality always tells the strongest story. Today, advanced collectors compete aggressively whenever an attractive original example appears. Many owners simply hold onto these coins for years, making quality pieces even harder to find. Auctions often begin quietly before determined bidders suddenly push prices higher because everyone understands how few authentic original examples remain. Hidden treasure coins like this continue attracting stronger demand, while available supply keeps shrinking. If you ever discover a 1949 wheat penny with a D mint mark, don't rush to spend it or clean it. Carefully inspect the date, confirm the mint mark, study the natural brown surfaces under good lighting, and preserve every original detail. Professional grading is critical because accurate authentication and condition can significantly affect collector confidence and long-term value. Patience is one of the greatest advantages any collector can have. Today, an authentic 1949 wheat penny with a D mint mark in very good condition can reach an incredible market value of $170,000, transforming a simple 1-cent coin into hidden wealth, a silent fortune, serious money, and a life-changing opportunity for the lucky person who recognizes it before it slips away. Before you spend another old penny, go back and check every wheat penny in your collection, your coin jar, your wallet, and even your family's old boxes, because you never know when hidden treasure is waiting to be discovered. Remember, the most valuable coins often look completely ordinary until someone notices one tiny detail that changes everything. If you enjoyed uncovering these incredible hidden treasure coins, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Lucky Penny Finds, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another unbelievable rare coin discovery. Every week, we reveal more forgotten US coins, silent fortunes, and shocking auction stories that most people have never heard about. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. And remember, the next life-changing coin might already be sitting in your pocket, waiting for you to notice it before someone else does. Until next time, keep checking your change, keep hunting for hidden treasures, and good luck finding your next silent fortune.